Alright, I think this is hot. This is good to go.
First podcast on our channel.
Episode number 1. I'm Kasim.
I'm Sahil.
This is the Q&S section on YouTube.
Alright, so big podcast, debut podcast. Got big topics to talk about.
This is a perfect time to start a podcast. A lot of things to cover.
So firstly, big news, big things happening next Saturday, August 25th.
Yep.
One of the biggest amateur boxing fights ever.
This is the reason internet is blowing up. This is the reason YouTube is blowing up. If your Wi-Fi is down, it's because of this.
That's the one.
Tell us about it. What is it?
KSI, YouTube boxing champion of the world, versus Logan Paul, Mr. Maverick himself. He's getting inside that ring and taking on KSI. If you don't know what happened, obviously we'll get into that in a bit. Secondly, where are we going?
What's the grimy industry looking like, boss man? Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Friday 17th of August, one of the most inspirational artists, in my opinion,
as he likes to call it, the self-proclaimed King of the North.
That's the one. Dropped his debut album, and right now it's trending number 3 on iTunes and number 2 on Spotify. Links will be in description.
Buy that because it is fire.
B.INSPIRED album came out by BUGZY Malone.
And then lastly, if you don't know, one of the biggest upsets in fighting history, one of the biggest...
One of or two of? Because that card was packed. That card was good.
Yeah, if it's thought about, as one man like to call it, a coast-to-coast arse whooping.
Face down, arse up, arse down, face up, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, face down, arse up it was. As TJ Dillashaw like to call it, obviously we're talking about DJ and Cejudo and TJ versus Cody, the rematch.
UFC 227.
That is it. It was Staples Center in Los Angeles, and it was amazing. If you didn't watch it, let me give you a quick coverage now.
Mad. That was crazy.
Yep.
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's do it.
We won't be talking about... We'll talk about undercard fights, predictive on them, but we won't talk about the 2 first fights because we don't really all that. Okay. We'll get into the big fights. Yeah?
I think that's why everybody was...
So, you know who Scarce is?
I've been watching Scarce since 2016.
I'm more of a Keemstar guy. Personally, I'm more of a Keemstar over here.
He talks a bit of shit.
They both have their own personalities on YouTube.
Yeah.
But Scarce is going into the ring. He's training right now. He's going to be going into the boxing ring against Michael from Raka Raka.
Can I just say, I just found out Scarce was going to be boxing like 10 minutes ago, and I'm still shook.
When I told him, his reaction was just... It was hilarious.
I was like Scarce, like John Scarce, like Keemstar Scarce.
It was good.
He doesn't look like a boxer.
Definitely not.
His chin doesn't look like a boxing guy. He's not a boxer.
Have you seen his form? His form as well, like he's not on weight, like he's out of shape.
Yeah, he looks like he doesn't. You can't teach fighting.
Yeah,
and he looks like one of them who he wouldn't fight.
But then on the other hand, you have Michael from Raka Raka, who does look like he can fight.
See, like I don't even know who that is. I don't know who that is, and he looks more like a boxer. Looking at
him right now, he looks more of a boxer. He looks like he's got that evil look inside him where he wants to go and do business.
He looks like he's ready to give it his all. He's got a big neck to hold that head. Yeah.
But the thing is, I see it as Scarce doesn't have the boxing advantage on Raka Raka, but he has the weight and the reach and that kind of advantage on Raka Raka. Like if because that might play, and I don't see this fight, I don't see anyone getting knocked out. I see this fight going 3 rounds.
No, they're not.
If it goes 3 rounds and Scarce is he's pushing and he's clinching and he's doing all of that, then Scarce could win the fight.
I see the only way I see Scarce winning is the Mike Tyson style. The hands up.
That's not bad.
The chin tucked, and just moving in and out, ducking and weaving. Just getting into the clinch.
Raka Raka, when I first look at him, he looks like the kind of guy that's gonna go in there and swing. Like just swing.
Yeah, because I don't think he respects Scarce.
No, just try hitting the fight.
Yeah.
So who you got? Who are you predicting?
Simply because of looking at the pair of them and seeing. I think Scarce he's the type of guy that would cover a fight, not actually be in a fight. So for that reason, I'm just gonna go with Raka Raka. I don't even know who he is, but I'm gonna go with him.
I'm also gonna have to go with Raka on this one. I don't think Scarce is well. He doesn't have that boxing background. He's definitely not trained enough, and I just think Raka looks more.
Yeah.
He's in better shape than Scarce.
He's not developed enough.
That's the one. That's the one. Moving on to the second fight, JMX versus Coach Richard.
See, I don't know who either of these are.
You see,
all I know about this Coach Richard guy is he's a sprinter or something like that.
Yeah, GB level sprinter.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty.
Well, on the Olympics.
Yeah, Olympic level.
Right.
And JMX actually fought on the undercard of the KSI versus Joe Weller fight. You see that? He one-handedly destroyed another kid. I don't know who he did it to, but he one-handedly destroyed him because he's got shoulder problems.
Right.
But now he's worked that to his advantage. He's gone to the Vidal, KSI's coach.
Yeah, Vidal.
He's gone to their training camp.
Right.
He's been training with them recently. He looks like he's in shape.
I think it's gonna sound like I'm repeating myself, but this Richard kid again. Look at his chin. He looks like if he got touched on that chin, he would fall.
Yeah, I think this fight's gonna be more of a harder fight than the first fight. This is gonna be more of where both fighters are putting it all out there and trying to get that knockout.
Yeah, because they both got previous athletic
background,
experience. Bro, I've got a wrong time to get a flu. Let's leave it at that.
A wrong day to get a flu, eh?
Yeah, shouldn't have got a flu on the podcast day, man. But it's all good. We can come through.
That's the one. So Richard, obviously, he's been training with his GB level. He's training with Olympic level people though. So stamina wise, he should be because he's Olympic level boxers. So what if he's training with them?
Oh well, do you think because if he's a sprinter,
he's for Team GB.
He needs to be quick, and then
stamina needs to be on point.
Yeah, but then that's gonna be it because
a lot of people don't realize is running on a field and being in a boxing ring is definitely different.
It is, but then also if he was a marathon runner, it would have been different because he'd be able to go 3 rounds like nothing. Yeah. But he's a sprinter, so I think
because he'll do like 100 meters and then that's it.
I think
he's only prepared for that.
And then because he's like
jacked. What are you trying to get?
I think because he's been training for boxing.
There we go.
I think that he can he'll be able to put it on for about a round and a half. After one and a half rounds, I think he's gonna fade. He's gonna fade quick.
I'm actually gonna give him 2.5. I'm gonna give him. I think he can go past 2 rounds.
I don't think 3-minute rounds. That's 9 minutes. 9 minutes and sprints last about what 10 seconds.
Oh, well, we also have. Alright, well, let's talk about JMX.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
He's been fighting. He's been sparring some real tough dudes.
Yeah.
He's been getting hit a lot. See, that's another thing. I don't think Coach Richard's been has taken up a hard punch yet. And
no.
JMX definitely has.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's training with people that hit. And I've seen that myself.
Was he KSI's boy?
Yeah. So you know the guy, his kid Leon, the one that knocked JJ out. Same.
Yeah,
kid.
in that sparring.
Yeah, same kid.
He's been sparring with him.
Yeah, nearly knocked him out. Body shots, and he's been training like us. He's literally been going off. Like he hasn't had a rest day. He hasn't been drinking or nothing like that. He's definitely his mindset's at the right point.
I don't drink.
His mindset's at the right point.
Just based on that, I think I'm gonna give it to JMX.
I
don't know who either of these are. Can I just say? But yeah,
I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna give it to JMX, but I'm gonna say 3rd round stoppage. I don't see this fight going full, like 3 rounds. I'm gonna say 3rd round stoppage.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it goes full 3 rounds.
You say full 3 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh well, at least we're not agreeing on something here. Then we've got somewhere to.
At least it doesn't look like we're biased.
There we go. I'm saying he's gonna stop it at 3rd round. The referee's gonna have to stop it. Well, moving on to the 3rd, 4th last fight. This is a pretty big fight.
Here is where I think it's gonna get stopped. It's gonna be Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo style.
It's
gonna be.
No, it's not. Because let me tell you something big. If you don't know what we're talking about the mighty, the almighty, the one and only MMA background kid, Face Sensei, taking on.
See, and I respect him because he's from a karate background.
There we go. And he's taking on Overflow, who looks out of shape, who looks like he's never had a fight in his life.
He looks like the type of kid who has a KFC background.
He looks like he's definitely made a mistake. Definitely made a big mistake.
I think he just wanted to get famous, so he just thought, you know what it is, I'll get beat up by Face Sensei.
No, but I think he's also got a little bit of a fighting background, you know, because Face Sensei uploaded a video saying that me and my opponent, and he was coming out of the gym. So I don't know if he's also got a background.
Face Sensei type of training I don't think so.
Yeah, definitely not.
I think Sensei's been training since 5 years old.
He also runs his karate gym as well.
Exactly, and he's been training with his dad. I don't think he has the same sort of...
You've seen him spar KSI, Vidal O'Reilly.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of experience.
And then you can put up the argument that, well, you're taking his kicks away.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, that's all I'm going to say. He took his kicks away, he took his takedowns away, and he still went 10 rounds.
But the thing is, a lot of people would argue here that FaZe has put on a lot of weight now. Like, if you look at FaZe before and now, he's put on a lot of weight. He's a lot bigger because he has to make it to that weight class that overflows him. So that's a disadvantage.
He's going up in weight.
He has to go up in weight.
It's going to be a stamina issue.
Yeah.
Unless he's been counteracting that by training extra cardio and by making sure his weight does not affect his cardio.
That could happen. FaZe Sensei also did say that I'm not going to knock him out in the first round. I'm going to give him a round and I'm going to slowly work my way around him.
Yeah.
And that would definitely help FaZe Sensei. I think FaZe Sensei is going to technically beat him.
I wouldn't mind that. I would never be angry at that.
So who you got?
Really? Is that a question to ask? FaZe Sensei.
Around.
FaZe Sensei, I'm going to say... See, I'm just going to carry on my prediction. I'm just going to say he's talking all that shit, talking all that smack. I think he's going to take him out in the first round.
I'm going to go with FaZe Sensei second round though.
Okay.
I think he's going to take a bit of time on this.
Okay.
I'm going to go with second round. Alright, moving on to the next fight. And this is the first fight on the card where these two actually have beef. So they actually have problems. We're moving on to Anison Gabe versus Jay Swingler. You know Jay's? TJF?
Tell me these lost beef.
So, what do you call it? Gabe fought on the last card against Mike. Defeated him inside, knocked him out actually. TKO style.
From TGF?
No, Gabe. Anison Gabe.
And who's Mike?
He's another YouTuber that was fighting on the Joe LFI card. He was fighting on the Joe LFI card as well.
Okay.
And he knocked him out. He took the victory over him. He's also fighting out of Vidal's camp. And basically...
this looks like a camp to camp.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
Pretty much is. And then Jay Swingler was like, okay, I'll fight you next. First, Jay, you know Ramel from TGF?
Yeah.
Ramel was like, I'll fight you, and then Ramel pulled out. And now then Jay Swingler fought him, was like, I'm gonna fight you, and then went, okay, I might not be able to fight you because of my business issues. But then Anison Gabe made that like a real big issue and was like, oh, he's trying to pull out the fight and he's getting scared of me. And then Anison Gabe called out Joe Weller. I was like, I might not have a performance, I might not have a fight, so Joe Weller, please come in and fight me. And then Jay Swingler come back and was like, I never said to you I'm not gonna fight you, I said I'm gonna think about it. And now I'm just like, you're gonna get knocked out, so I might as well just do it. And if you see the second press conference that happened in London, things went crazy. These two got into each other's face. Then literally it was high class, high production. These two were like spitting at each other like what you got.
They hate each other.
They really do. Like, and here's the thing though, I thought people were going to be behind Gabe. A lot of people are behind Jay Swingler. Gibbs had the boxing experience, but a lot of people are behind Jay Swingler. Gibbs actually one of KSI's main sparring partners, and KSI sparred a lot with Gibb. So Gibb definitely has that natural now. Like, by now he should have that instinct of what to do in boxing. And Jay Swingler doesn't. Jay Swingler's just got to camp like a couple of weeks ago. Jay Swingler said he's training for 2 hours every day, and he's gonna train for 4 hours every day.
But then you see how long has this Gibb boy been training for?
Gibb's been training for like ever since before February, ever since last year, and even before that he was training.
And how long has Jay been training?
Jay's been training for about right now 2 months.
See, that could play against.
But then Jay Swingler, the last podcast, Gibb did put that up. The Gibb was like, I've been training for over a year, and you've only been training for 2 months.
Yeah, that could be a problem for Gibb.
Jay Swingler says it's not about how much you put in. It's about what's the word? It's not about how much time you put in. It's about how efficiently you do it.
That's
about
what I was
the results
say.
you get.
That's what
it's about how hard you train for them 2 hours compared to your 4 hours.
No, because look, if Gibb's been training for, so you're telling me he's been like training camp level.
Who, Gibb? Yeah, Gibb's been going.
Yeah, I don't think that's good for a whole year. Training camp level, I think his body's gonna be broken down.
Yeah, and Jay's only been training for 2 months. He's more of a fresh person. The other day on his Snapchat he posted and he went on about 6 mile run. So that shows his stamina is pretty sick. Yeah, now, I don't know if he's lying or not. I mean, we'll find out August 25th, won't we? I'm
not gonna pick. I'm not gonna pick any of these lot.
You're not picking anyone.
I'm not gonna pick anybody.
Personally, I got a prediction because I'm a Gibb. I'm a straight up Gibb fan.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with Gibb. I'm gonna say 3 rounds. 3 rounds. It won't be a stoppage anyway. Okay. It's gonna go straight to 3 rounds. Like it's 3 rounds. It's gonna get to.
Right.
Alright, now moving on to our co-main event of the evening. This one's big. This one's actual. Like, it's on a big level as well. You got Deji taking on Jake Paul.
Yeah.
You know how we all started? You want to break it down?
Break it down for me.
Let me break it down for you and for the people watching right now.
Yeah.
So, about after the February fight, February 3rd, after the Joe fight, KSI, obviously, you seen him calling out Logan and
any poll.
I'll fight him. You bring it, I'll fight you. Any of the polls. And these guys were like, basically Jake and Logan were like trying to like take it as a joke. Were like trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
But couldn't really avoid it. So Deji then took it upon himself to go to America, to go to the Cloud Gang house, and he was actually staying with FaZe Bank and what's his name, Rice Gum, and then they found Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was in a park. He approached Deji and he was like, "Oh, you're talking all this smack. You're calling me a p word." He threw Deji the gloves and was like, "Fight me now." And then Deji was like, "Oh, I've got a little bit of a problem. I can't fight. I need to train and I'm not feeling well." And that basically people are saying that Deji was trying to get around it. Deji wasn't into it. And then KSI was like, "Leave Deji out of this. I don't want Deji to come into this." And then Deji was like, "No, I'll come into this." And then Logan accepted Jade's challenge.
Yep.
But then the thing was, the person that started this fight was actually Jake. Jake goes, "Because you two are being so big, how about Logan fights KSI and I fight Deji? I mean, that's gonna sell. Why don't we do that?"
Why wouldn't it sell?
Exactly. And then Deji was like,
They're
"Okay."
living off their big brother's hype.
Yeah, and then Deji was like, "Okay, let's do it. Let's fight." And Deji's the underdog in this fight. Like the underdog. Like
I can understand that.
Like he's like no big time person. He's definitely underdog in this fight, and nobody thinks he's winning. And like he's even made videos about it where even KSI's big brother said that Deji's got no chance. And this was at the first press conference. He was like, "Yeah, right now looking at Deji's sparring footage and all that, he's got no chance. Like he hasn't got a chance." And Deji went to the Sidemen house. He had beef with the Sidemen. He's left that house. He's left Vidal's camp. He's training with Vidal. Now he's training with Vic's boxing gym. He's training over there.
Who, Vic Star?
No, just another Vic kid. He's training with him.
I was gonna say.
And both of them have been training a lot. There was a video of Deji pulling a lorry, like pulling it. A van or a lorry was like pulling it.
I think a lorry's a step too far, mate.
Van, pulling a van. And Jake's been training as well. Jake's been training with Logan, same camp. They've been flipping tires, pulling logs, doing runs. It's
what you'd expect in a training camp, basically.
Yeah, it's been pretty hostile. It's been.
And here's what I like: it's amateur. Amateurs go crazy. Amateurs don't give a fuck.
So you want to talk about first press conference?
Go for it.
You have seen it.
Let's break it down. Yep.
You've seen it.
Yep.
It wasn't really good. A lot of people hate both of them for it. They were like, "What is this fight? We do not want to watch this fight at all."
That press conference was a slugfest.
Therefore, both of them literally. Jake was saying stuff like Walmart, and Deji was like, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" And just kept saying, "F the polls, F the polls, F the polls."
It was slow.
Definitely, they didn't know. They had to have that flow. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then came obviously Deji came. They made the video. They came home. Then came the second press conference in London, Bethnal Green. And this one, Deji was like saying a lot more. Deji was like, he was really,
more comfortable. He was more
definitely.
comfortable.
And Jake, to be honest with Jake was actually being pretty cool about it as well, and he was pretty comfortable. Jake was saying stuff like, "Oh, you're so shit that Vidal had to drop you. Your trainer dropped you," and that was really like it was getting to Deji. And Deji was like, every time we were saying that, Deji was like boring and trying to cut him off, but really couldn't cut him off. And then they faced off, and the whole thing of Jake not looking into his eyes and Jake being scared of him.
Yeah, but then if we could link that to UFC, John Jones wasn't looking DC in the eye.
And John Jones won.
That's all I'm saying.
So both of them
don't judge a book by its cover.
There we go. That's the one.
Even though we've judged the first two fights by them.
And so now both of them have been training. Deji's been training. Deji's had a good camp. He said he's had a good camp. Vidal actually came out on True Geordie's podcast and said that Deji's got a lot of power. He's got more power than KSI. Deji's got that natural more power and speed than KSI.
So he's like short and stocky.
Yeah, and so that means Deji's been training. Jake's been training. Jake dropped a DISSTRACK. Well, not a DISSTRACK. He dropped just a song called Champion, which has had a lot of hate because people are like, "You just copied the KSI song."
People or you?
No, fam, it's actually a lot of people that have also said that he's copied the song. I personally think that he did. Like, I'm not a big Jake Paul or Logan Paul fan, but I think he did.
First time I heard of it.
I think he's copied it. Like, I'm a effing champion, and then KSI is like, "Can I get a effing encore?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely think that this fight's gonna be a good fight. Jake Paul's come out and said that he's gonna knock Deji out in the first round with a left hook. Like, he's even told him I was going to do it. I'm going to come out the first round, I'm going to knock you out with the
He's
left
going
hook.
full McGregor style on him.
I'm going to knock you out with that left hook. And Deji's like, oh, we'll see about that. So, before we predict it, I just want to get your opinion on one thing. Have you seen Deji's new gear? Deji's new fight gear?
You sent me that on Instagram.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I like the gloves.
The gloves are nice.
Like
Tank.
That's how I love it.
He's going like they've got a real beef, and they want to settle the real beef. Deji's actually said that I'm gonna do this for everyone that's underestimated, everyone that people think can't get anywhere in life. I'm fighting for you guys.
Yeah, well, his big brother fucking told him he's getting nowhere.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna fight for you guys. I'm gonna win for you guys. So, who you got in this fight? That's what I want to ask you. I think this is the first fight that's gonna be 6 rounds. And this is the first one that's going to be 6 rounds. If it's not 6 rounds, then it's going to be 3 rounds. But I think it's going to be 6 rounds. So who you got?
I don't think you're going to like my prediction.
It's up to you, fam. I'm calm. I like your prediction. Whatever you want to predict, this is you.
I don't think a lot of people are going to like my prediction, simply based off of again looking at them, and then I've seen a bit of their training. I'm gonna go with Jake Paul.
Man's going with Jake Paul.
I'm gonna go with Paul by decision. Because I think Deji I envision it as Jake being a defensive artist, and Deji trying to move forward and just getting hit, just getting jabbed.
You've also seen the spotty footage that came out of Jake as well, when he pushed the guy out of the ring. I personally think he pushed him out of the ring.
Right.
So that's your prediction. I'm gonna predict. My prediction is totally different to yours. I'm gonna go Deji's winning this fight.
Yep.
And if it's a 6-round fight, I'm gonna go Deji wins in the 5th round.
Okay.
If it's a 3rd round fight, then I'm gonna go decision. Deji wins by decision. Because I think personally, I was gonna say that the home crowd and all that might play effect, but this is really weird, and I swear I did. When I heard about this, I was about to throw up. So one of the judges for the fight might actually be Shannon Briggs.
Oh, let's go, champ!
He might be one of the judge, and if he's the judge, then that's definitely going to be against.
That's biased.
Yeah, that's going to be against Deji and for for Jake. So I'm gonna go with Deji. Obviously, I've just told my predictions. You guys now know my predictions. That's who I'm going with. Now the time that you guys have all been waiting for, the moment I've been waiting for. I can't wait to talk about this because I'm genuinely excited, especially after what happened on Friday. I can't believe it. The main event, the $7.50 being paid here, £7.50 to pay for this. The YouTube boxing champion of the world, the man that literally destroyed Joella inside 3 rounds. Yeah, he's everything. He's so many different things, and we'll get into that. He's not just a boxer. He's a lot of things, and we'll get into that.
Let's just say he's successful.
KSI taking on Mr. Maverick himself, Logan Paul, who's the challenger in this fight. So both of them have been training. Logan's released not really that much. Logan's released him pulling a log.
I think Logan's worried if he released too much, it's gonna play in KSI.
Yeah, Logan's released him pulling a log. He's released him skipping, saying TikTok JJ, time's running out.
He's trying to show himself as a boxer.
And then he's also thrown out. I think you've seen this footage of him knocking out someone on TMZ.
I haven't seen that.
The left hook.
I haven't seen
that. So he knocks someone down with the left hook.
Right.
And a lot of people were like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. Even KSI said, you got good footwork on you and you got good power, but that shit ain't gonna work with me. When I'm in there, that ain't gonna work with me. He's also uploaded this picture on his Insta of him with he looks.
Logan's ripped.
He looks in shape.
He's got a boxer's body.
Definitely. And something that KSI said in one of the Sidemen podcasts live, something he said is, when they asked him, who do you want to fight next, he said, I wouldn't mind fighting Jake. Like, if it's Jake, then I'd just slap him up. But if I fight Logan, then even I would have to train for that.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to put work into fight Logan.
Logan's a wrestler.
He's actually had that experience. And he's like, if I fight Logan, to beat Logan, I have to put experience.
And we all know wrestlers have great stamina.
Definitely. He's been doing it. And he on the face-to-face, he came out and said that, oh, you can't defeat me. Like, I've got an athletic background. You've barely done anything in your life. Yeah. You've only had one boxing fight and you call yourself God.
He's got a point.
Yeah. In Logan's defense, he's actually been training. He looks pretty good. His boxing looks on point.
Yep.
I don't think Logan could be as more in shape than he is.
Yeah, I think this is the best Logan right now.
And KSI hasn't got his abs anymore. KSI's put on weight, a lot of weight.
What weight are they fighting
I
at?
think they're fighting at 90 kg.
90 kg.
Well, Logan's 90 kg and KSI's coach came out and said that I don't think KSI should go over 85 kg. So
how much is that in pounds?
I do not know. About 200. I think 200.
Get it, set up.
I definitely don't know. So 90 kg in pounds is about 198 pounds.
200 pounds.
About 200 pounds. So they're fighting at heavyweight.
Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight in UFC. So both men are training. A couple of days ago, Logan came out.
Heavy boys.
Logan came out, and if I show you the tweet right now, Logan Paul came out and said, where is he at? Yeah, Logan Paul said, first punch, I will crack his spirit. Let's talk about JJ here. First punch will crack his spirit. Second punch will crack his ego. And third punch will crack his jaw. Big statement from Mr. Logan Paul. Really big statement. But then you know JJ had to come back.
Here's the thing though I want to put out. Is he confident or is he acting confident?
That's the thing. And that Logan said that about JJ. Logan's like, I really find it hilarious how you can act this confidence. Like, you know you're going to lose.
Maybe it's reverse psychology. Maybe he's trying to do something. Maybe he's trying to put out that KSI is something that Logan feels himself that Logan is.
Maybe.
That made any sense.
Maybe. KSI came out and repeated that and said, you're a scared little boy. You're in way over your head. I know you're scared, Logan. It's okay to be. Soon your audience will realize you're not all that. And I know, sorry about that, and I know it will haunt you for the rest of your life. We're almost there now. TikTok. So JJ's being very confident. JJ's like, nah fam, time's running out now, JJ.
He has one fight experience.
Yep.
He has one fight under his
you're
belt.
making a mistake.
He's definitely going to
here.
be more comfortable out there.
Yeah, definitely more confident. Sorry about that. Definitely more confident than Logan Paul. He's had that experience in boxing. A lot of other things have been tweeted. Also, something now that I think we should get into a little bit.
There's been a lot of back and forth. Let's call it that.
Yeah. Logan Paul came out and said, and this is the bit that really shocked me, and it was that I think he's trying to pull. Logan Paul came out and said, "Person." So this is like a kind of like talking person. Oh, so what do you do? Me? I'm an ex-Viner, YouTuber, actor, sort of singer, rapper, but not really. Writer, director, notorious coach boy, Jake Paul, entrepreneur, entertainer, and boxer. And then question mark. So he's definitely doing a lot of things. He's definitely successful as well. He's so many things, and it's hard to be one thing for some people.
I don't think he can call himself a singer.
He's made a couple of songs.
Yeah, but
I mean they're not the best of songs, but his fans
they've only been listened to because Logan Paul has fans from stuff that
he's an ex-Viner
from other
as
stuff
well.
that he does.
But then if you look at it, if he's trying to put JJ down here, he can't, because this is the bit that always gets me. In my version and in my opinion, Logan's just a version of JJ. Like JJ did something, Logan's done something. The same thing. JJ was a YouTuber. JJ did the thing when back when nobody knew of it.
Yeah.
And he even says in his song Transforming, I did the thing back when nobody knew of it. Even when people never knew that there was such a big money game, nobody knew that you're gonna get thousands and millions of pounds from YouTube if you do it. JJ did it. He was just playing FIFA, sitting in his bedroom playing FIFA, and nobody was like, "Oh wait, why are you playing FIFA?" Or he grew that fan basis from like the beginning.
He came from nowhere.
That's the one.
And I respect people like that.
Definitely respect people like that. He's a big timer. A lot of people are like saying that JJ doesn't have experience. He's not all that. He's a YouTuber. You can watch his YouTube videos. Obviously, he's also a singer. Definitely rapper.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of songs.
You can call him a rapper. He's had an EP.
He's had 3 EPs.
3 EPs.
Keep Hope, Friends with Benefit, and another EP.
Compare that to
Distractions.
Logan Paul. Compare that to Logan Paul.
That's just distracting. Obviously when the whole distracting was going on.
Yeah.
See, he jumped onto the distracting and he became the king of that.
Mm-hmm.
He ran that, and Logan Paul didn't really do that. Logan Paul
he showed everybody else how to do it.
Logan Paul dissed only his brother Jake. That's when them two were having beef. He came on and he went.
His own brother.
Yeah, he went off. He came on and went off. he released some things that nobody was expecting him to release. Adam Zappa and Little Boy, and top even Two Birds One Stone. That's the kind of rapper he is. And talking about his, we'll get to his new Logan diss in a couple of minutes. We'll talk about that in a couple of seconds. A lot of people are saying that he's not had the experience. As you know, he's been training with Face Sensei.
Face Sensei is unreal.
He's been sparring with Face Sensei recently. We both know he's got a really good trainer. His trainer is he's a beast. He's now going professional September 1st, I think. He's going professional from the Mayweather camp. He's also been training with other legends.
And we know people from the Mayweather camp usually make it very successful. Javante Davis.
Definitely.
Badu Jack.
Floyd himself.
Yeah, Floyd made that's why I respect about people again. People that come up from nowhere to somewhere.
Yeah, and this all came from one fight. After the Weller fight, he's been training with Senior. He's been training with Chris Eubank Jr. He's going over to that camp.
Eubank Jr. is a beast in himself.
He's been training with Eubank. He's been training with Anthony Yarde. You know what that is? Lions in the camp. Lions in the camp. He's also joined a deal with Foot Asylum. So he's doing big things.
And we all know who else he's been training with, right? We all know who else is sparred.
The man that doesn't need introduction, and we will be going on to in a couple of minutes. BUGZY Malone, obviously. So that shows BUGZY Malone's a bit like, I think BUGZY Malone, you can call him a more experienced version of Logan Paul.
I think you can call him a boxer.
Definitely.
That's what you can call him.
And he's so it shows that he's putting in a lot of hard work, and he's training with top level guys so that they can rub off on him and he can become the best version of himself. Definitely.
Who's Logan Paul training with?
I don't know. He's just training with his trainer and his brother.
Right, then there you go. You're only as good as your training partners.
Exactly. So press conference wise, first press conference, obviously we have to break it down. First press conference didn't go as well as the second one, but first press conference, Logan came on stage and Logan was telling everyone like how JJ's a prick and how JJ's this and how JJ's that. JJ was on stage and then JJ took his bit. I really don't think JJ was comfortable at all. JJ was a lot slow.
Here's the thing, I think just as in a fight, I think in a press conference it depends on your partner, on your dance partner.
No, but that's the thing. You could, but like even when Logan was quiet, JJ was like didn't know what to do. He was just saying things very slow, and then obviously
but that's just it.
They both caught at each other. They what do you call it? Logan tried taking the bandana off from JJ's head.
That's the best thing that happened.
JJ literally ran up to him but was about to fully like punch him or something, and then Shannon Brick kept him back.
Compare that to the Joe Weller press conference.
Exactly.
Night and day difference.
Definitely.
Why? Because they both knew where they were. You know what I mean?
Then in London, second press conference, Logan Paul comes over, and this is where everyone was like, okay, Logan Paul's gonna have to do something. But the crowd was just so hectic against Logan. Like they were screaming things like "suck your mum." JJ came on stage with the wig on, did his little
England for you.
little Fortnite dance and that.
Yeah.
And then went off at Logan Paul. He talked about his new girlfriend, Chloe Bennett. The crowd started chanting, she's a hoe. Logan was very Logan didn't say a word in that press conference.
He couldn't. Here's the thing, when it's in your hometown, you have to be the aggressor. You have to be the one to push the pace. Logan wasn't doing that.
And JJ did a very good job doing it. Very good job. JJ went at his dad, he went at Baywatch, he dissed him at a lot of things.
He dissed him.
Logan just got up and was like, alright, peace out guys, I'll see you at the way.
It was too much for him.
He just went.
And if that is any evidence as to what will happen in the fight,
I mean, that was about 1,000 people. Now compare that to about 17,000 people in the Manchester Arena.
Yeah, and all he had to do there was talk. Yeah. He had to talk some shit.
Over here, he has to get inside a boxing ring.
He has to back up what he said.
Yeah, he's going to be sweating, his head's going to be gone. If everyone was screaming, KSI, and get screaming at Logan that they hate him and all that, Logan's definitely going to feel the pressure.
I think it's going to be a deer in the headlights.
Definitely, and both of them have had that experience of fighting for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
But I think JJ's had it a little bit more with his music, performing for music. He's been in Dubai and done that. He's been against aggression. Like even in the Joe Weller fight, about 8,000 people were screaming for Joe Weller, and he was like, okay. Even when he was coming out, if you see his Can't Lose documentary, when he was coming out, his coach was like, when they started booing JJ, his coach was like, that's what we want. We like that booing shit. We want that.
Yeah,
because that gives you that motivation.
There's some people that get motivated. There's others that get hurt.
And even in this documentary, he says, when I heard that booing, I just came out and when I heard it and I looked around and I was like, okay, this is what I wanted. And then he just put his tongue out and he just walked out there and destroyed Weller. And I think he's gonna do the same thing.
I think he's a fighter through and through.
Yeah, and just to get a quick overview of what people are thinking. Keemstar,
Mm-hmm.
the one and only, posted a quick little poll on Twitter saying who will win, KSI or Logan Paul, and obviously the poll is over now, but KSI got 78% of people voting for him, and Logan Paul only got 22. Sorry. So a lot of people think that JJ is gonna win, and JJ is definitely the favorite in this fight. Like, he's over here and Logan's a lot below him.
I appreciate that, and I see where people are coming from, because people are breaking it down in their minds and they're understanding the differences.
Definitely. And in the face-to-face, gloves off, JJ was like, "You're a dog, you're an animal, and I'm a god."
See, I can't respect that one there, because
No, but JJ has come out and JJ was like, "That's a little bit of sarcasm for you, it's a little bit of joke for you." Like, obviously you don't understand that, but that's how we roll around these ends.
yeah, well, maybe that's JJ's style, but yeah.
So before we take this
that
podcast,
might bite him in the ass.
it could. Oh, he's also been training with UFC people, and I know you like UFC. He's also been training with Michael Bisping.
Yeah.
He's been at the UFC Performance Center.
I've been training with Michael the Count Bisping.
He's been training with Forrest Griffin as well.
Forrest Griffin, former light heavyweight champion.
He's been doing that. He's been doing a lot of that. And Chris Weidman said that, go out and destroy Logan.
See, if Chris Weidman's saying that, Chris Weidman's a former wrestler.
Even Matt Serra, who's a jiu-jitsu specialist, Matt Serra was there, and Matt Serra was like,
can I just put it out there? Matt Serra is one of the 2 people to defeat George Rush St. Pierre. GSP, motherfuckers.
But he got out there, Matt Serra, and was like, when he asked JJ, "Oh, are you guys boxing? Are you guys wrestling?" And JJ goes, "No, we're boxing." And he's like, "You destroyed the kid. You can like." Even Michael Bisping was like, "I seen you training. I've trained with you twice, and I see that you have it. I see that you have that kind of fire inside you."
When you have people like Serra, people like Bisping, people like Forrest Griffin, people
telling
like
you that you're gonna win, it definitely motivates you.
Yeah, it motivates you, and it just shows. It shows
that you
might have it, because these are pros. They're former champions.
Alright,
they're
so
telling you it.
Before we end this first section,
this segment,
and before we tell our predictions on the big fight,
okay,
let's talk about KSI's new DISSTRACK.
Go for it.
On point. His new DISSTRACK came out Friday 17th of August. If you guys haven't seen it, just check. A link will be in the description down below. And KSI.
By the way, can I just say, subscribe?
Definitely.
Subscribe,
where else do you get this kind of vibe? Where else do you get this?
Where else do you sit back, get a pack of Doritos, get a Monster, get a cup of tea, whatever, sit back on a Sunday and just listen to us unfold?
That's the one. Not many places. This is one of a kind.
And can I just say, all that for free?
Definitely. Like,
this is just
you guys.
This is the spot to be on Sundays.
So what do you call it? KSI came out, dropped his DISSTRACK on Logan Paul, and he went in. Like in. He said he showed a lot of things. Obviously, Alyssa Violet. He showed his mom. He showed his dad. He showed what else did he show? He showed how he's like all this big guy and he's gonna defeat him. And I think if Logan Paul watches this DISSTRACK, he's definitely gonna get it.
I think he's seen it
because he's shown the rat. He's shown the rat video, like the tasing of the rat. Like, it's definitely gonna hurt Logan. Logan's gonna be like, oh, okay then. Do you think Logan's got something pre-prepared, like a diss or something? Because a lot of people that reacted came out and were like, oh, we think Logan might have something
I
pre-prepared.
don't think Logan's talking a lot of shit, and simply for that reason, I don't think he's got anything planned.
No?
No.
But JJ definitely went in, you have to say.
Yeah, he's got the experience from before, like I said.
And he also showed that he's hypnotized his fans, and then right at the end, JJ unhypnotizes them.
We'll be reacting to this on a later stage.
That was very, very fun. If you guys want us to react to this, then hit that like button. What are you waiting for?
Go for it.
What are you waiting for? Like, hit that like button.
There's no better spot to be.
Exactly. And then, so right at the end, how JJ turns his fist into Thanos and just destroys Logan, vanishes Logan.
I fucking seen that movie.
I want to watch that. You want to watch it? I want to watch that.
It tonight.
And then, so who you going to fight? Let's just finish it. Who you going to fight?
Let's just end it here. Is it 12 round war?
No, it's a 6-round war.
6 round.
Logan can't go 12 rounds. No hate Logan, but I don't think Logan.
I think he might be. I think he can go. I think he can go. I think, but his stamina will definitely.
Logan was fighting in his TMZ fight. Logan was fighting in the 4th round and he looked tired.
When's the last time he wrestled though?
Oh, ages ago. when he was a young kid,
He
about
might-
16, 17, and now he's about 20 something.
Yeah, he might have lost it.
But then what he did say is, when I was sparring that kid, that was 2 months ago. Don't you think I've progressed?
He's been in training camp, yeah, but
Yeah. And then JJ was like, that's showing a lot. That's
You know
showing
what
me
it
everything
is?
I need to know. And JJ also posted on Instagram saying, what did he say? He said, you should have aimed for the head, not the body. So that somehow shows that JJ is seeing some sparring footage of Logan Paul.
you know what it is? He might have spies in the camp.
Maybe. JJ is that kind of person. JJ is definitely that kind of person. JJ wants that.
I'll be right back.
Fam.
I'm going to take a leak,
But
motherfucker.
first predict. At least predict your fight.
Let me think about the fight.
Okay, he's gone. Whilst he's gone, I'm freestyling this over here. You guys want a bit of on point? You know what? Let me give you a little preview of on point. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the full thing. Here we go.
Hello, JJ.
Another bit. JJ is a good rapper. Like a lot of people don't rate JJ. He's a very good rapper. Like he's made songs with Randolph and all of that. And he's a very good rapper. That bar, when I heard that really gassed me up, because you're getting married to the letter L. Obviously, he's saying that you're taking L's after L's after L's, and you're gonna be staying with this L. Like, I mean, JJ is so confident right now. Like, his confidence is sky high, and I think he definitely needs to be confident as well. I'm definitely gonna be watching this fight, and like, hit that like button. Like, what are you guys waiting for? Subscribe and hit that like button. And the reason you need to subscribe is because we are gonna be one of the many that will be doing a live reaction on the fight night. On fight night, Saturday, 25th of August. We will be doing like a live stream of the fight where we will like reacting to the fight as it happens. So if you guys haven't paid for the fight, and if you guys can't pay for the fight for any reason, and you guys aren't watching the fight but you want to watch the fight and you want to know the results live, it'll be in good it'll be in good quality. Jump onto our channel once again, hit that like button, subscribe, jump onto our channel. On August 25th we will be reacting to the KSI vs Logan Paul fight, a little bit more of JJ's diss track.
I'm a boy every day, every way, no delay. Ending on the day, I got no time for the people saying better than their lives, so they're looking for a better life fix. I do it hate on the ring, so you better get in line with the maybe.
See, that's the thing. If you listen to JJ's like first songs, like back in the day, like they weren't really all that. A lot of people didn't really rate them. They were like, he's not really a rapper, and a lot of people dissed him. But as time went on, JJ got better. JJ really put focus in, and if you listen to songs like Adam's Apple where he goes crazy, and songs like Definitely On Point, he's definitely like, he's showing the people that he's good at this now. Like he's evolved from something that he couldn't do, and now he's done. And he even said it in the Weller fight, music, I did that. Movies, I did that, and I showed people I can do that. He's got 19 million subscribers on YouTube, and that does not come easy. 19 million on YouTube definitely does not come easy, and he posts a lot. He's doing big projects right now. He goes to Dubai. He's doing everything that you want to do, everything that a person wants to do. He's doing. And boxing, again, he wasn't good at it, but I got a feeling that people say that if you learn to do something, you can learn to do anything, because you have that fighter mentality. You have that mentality of how to learn and how to evolve. And JJ has that mentality. He learned how to get 90 million subscribers on YouTube. He evolved and got that many subscribers on YouTube. He learned how to get better at music, so he got better at music. He learned how to get better at boxing, and now he's got better at boxing. So definitely, I think JJ's a beast. You're back from your little
Guess who's
toilet
back,
break.
bitches?
You're back from your little toilet break, yeah?
Yeah. Can I just say
Small bladder, you.
Can I just say fuck you?
What you got?
When I said get a Monster and some Doritos, don't do that. Get a cup of tea instead. Monster better still fucking give us some sort of feedback or some shit, bro. I want
Come on, big thing, make big moves.
I want a
I'm
fucking.
saying. Alright, so
I don't want it to be too early, but
now that you've made your little piss break,
what's that shit called, man? When thingies,
sponsor.
that one.
You want a sponsor
That
from
one- that-
Monster
that one
this
there.
quick?
I want a fucking sponsor from Monster, man. Q&S Section.
Come on, guys. We've been going on for 44 minutes, so let's make this happen. Yeah?
Let's fucking get
Hit
it.
that like button and subscribe.
I think this is a bit too early, but fuck it.
Still, hit that like button and subscribe.
Yeah, but don't drink Monster Energy when you.
So now you've had your little piece. You've
Yeah.
had a little bit of a think. Who do you think you got? Who you got in this fight?
I think
After that long piss break,
KSI.
You got JJ.
I think KSI takes him out in the 4th round.
Oh, you piece of crap. That's exactly my prediction.
Oh.
We haven't planned this out, but that's my prediction. And you wanna know why that's my prediction?
Why?
Because that's JJ's prediction.
Oh shit! And I didn't even know that.
JJ also said that first round I'm gonna play with you.
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna feel you out. I'm gonna feel you out. Second round, I'm gonna give you a couple of body shots. And this is, I don't know if this is JJ's game plan, but JJ told this to Logan that I'm gonna feel your body out. I'm gonna hit you with body shots. I'm gonna wear and tear you. Third round, I'm gonna show you that you made a mistake, and I'm gonna put that pressure on you, boy. And fourth round, I'm just gonna finish.
He may well do that. I think Logan's gonna freeze in life.
Definitely, I've got a feeling first round JJ's been putting a lot of defense work as well. So I got first round, the JJ's gonna be defending. Second round, third round, fourth round, this all JJ.
See, here's the thing. I don't think Logan's gonna throw his game plan out the window because Joella did that, and I think he's gonna learn from Joella.
Joella didn't do that though. Joella showed nothing, no post, no thing. All Joella said is I'm a big fan of Mike Tyson, and that was like,
he didn't. He moved around like Tyson, but he didn't throw like Tyson.
But like we were saying before you went, Logan hasn't shown anything.
He could have a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Exactly, and what if JJ's seen the sparring footage like we were saying?
But what if JJ has spies in his camp? There's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
You're gonna find out on August 25th.
Yeah.
And so are we. And if you haven't got the fight, like I said, come over to our channel. It'll be live. Deji versus Jake and Logan versus KSI. So we're both going KSI 4th round, yeah?
Yeah, that's
both going KSI 4th round. Alright.
Do you think just before we carry on, do you think he's gonna knock him down earlier on in the round?
Okay, so here's the thing. You know when he got asked when he went to Chris Eubanks' juniors camp, he was like, I'm not happy with the stoppage victory that I got over Weller. I'm not happy with that, so I want to knock Logan out. But I think personally, I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I think he's definitely gonna be the stoppage.
It's amateur fights. They've got
head cards.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna knock him out.
I don't think he's knocking him out. I think it's he definitely did it. He will. If you watch the Weller fight back, he was about to knock Weller out. If the referee carried it on. But I don't think he's going to knock Logan out. I think he's going to get a stoppage victory in the 4th round.
I think it might be a TKO. TKO victory is not going.
Yeah, stoppage TKO, same thing?
Yeah.
Technical knockout?
No, knockout though. I don't think. I think the headgear is too much for knockout.
Definitely. So he's definitely not knocking him out. I don't think no one's getting knocked out. No one's getting knocked down. I want to see Logan get knocked down though. I'm not a Logan Paul fan at all. I just can't stand the dude.
We shall see. Tune in live.
I'm very excited for this fight.
Alright.
After about 50 minutes into the pod,
let's move it on, man.
We gotta move it on. First podcast, come on, guys. We're new at this, but still hit that like button. Still like this. Moving on to big project thing, music, grime. I was very cast for this. The only music I've listened to over the last 2 days is his music. Is from this album, and you do get a little pissed, but sorry, mate.
So I can respect BUGZY Malone, but there's levels to this shit.
So obviously BUGZY Malone is.
Don't be listening to BUGZY Malone before you go to sleep and just when you wake up. That's too much. That's when he goes.
That's when you know you're a loyal fan. That's when you know you're a big time fan.
I'm loyal. That's when you know you've gone too far.
Throwing that Georgia thing in from Love Island.
Fuck that. That's old shit.
Alright, so BUGZY Malone, kid from Manchester, back in the day, and he's been through a hard journey to get to where he's got to. So starting off back in the day, he was a boxer, as we all know.
Yeah.
He says through his music he's told a lot. He's like, I was kicked out of my house.
He's told his entire story.
Pretty much, and definitely in this album.
A lot more to come.
In this album he says that's it.
Right,
I've told my story.
Okay.
I've
So this is it now. This is out there. It's out there.
This album is out there, and I think this is the best album, like in the world, the best album ever put out. Okay. It doesn't get better than this album.
But you're the biggest BUGZY Malone fan anyway.
Okay, I might be biased, but it is number 3 on iTunes and number 2 on Spotify right now. And the only reason it's number 3 is because Ariana Grande has a thing out. If she never had this out, he would be number 1 on Spotify right now. So yeah, links will be in description to both. Let's get him to number 1 on both.
Let's do it.
iTunes and Spotify. Let's get him to number 1.
I think he'll get there.
He will. King of the North definitely got there, so I'm sure he'll get it.
I wouldn't this because that was an EP and this is a
album. So moving on to his first ever mixtape, he dropped 4 mixtapes back to back, and this is why a lot of grime people respect him.
See, you gotta be on the grind. You have to be on the grind.
Before he made this was when he was making no money. If you think about it, Normal people drop mixtapes on iTunes and Spotify.
And he
dropped his iTunes. He dropped his mixtapes on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
And was handing them out to people.
He was going around on CDs handing them out.
That's when you know that it's he's grinding. And how in one point in his DJ Target interview, he says that back in the day nobody believed in me. When I made my Evil Genius Stereotype mixtape, I didn't want to put it out on anywhere, and I had one fan, loyal fan called Amari something. Big shout out to Amari, yeah. And he said that
Amari Hardwick.
I emailed my Stereotype EP out to him, my mixtape out to him, because I was like, I can't let him down. Like, he's been bigging me up on every project I do. I can't let this kid down.
So you gotta get on the grind, man. You gotta get on the grind, because when you do that, that's when you'll make it big. You can't doubt yourself ever.
So then,
because if you doubt yourself, everybody else is gonna doubt you.
So he dropped his 3 mixtapes, and then he moved straight on to the beef. And this, for me, was the biggest grind beef ever. And I don't think it's gonna get bigger.
It might get bigger.
If he goes on to do some, yeah. Let's.
If it gets bigger, it's still gonna be with BUGZY MALONE.
Definitely, he's already shooting for the person he wants to get at, and the person's shooting back slowly. But I think BUGZY MALONE would easily win the beef.
But for now, that was it. That's what I think. Yeah.
Definitely. So, Chipmunk, BUGZY MALONE.
What I'm talking about, yeah, it was
Chipmunk and BUGZY MALONE beef. A lot of songs were dropped. A lot of things happened.
And now many people say Chip won simply because he released the last track.
Let's talk about the start of the beef first.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So, obviously Chipmunk did his fire in the booth, and BUGZY MALONE said that I didn't agree with what Chipmunk's doing in his fire in the booth. I'm not happy with how Chipmunk did his fire in the booth on such a big platform. You can't go out there and call people out.
Yeah.
So he went out on his first time fire in the booth, and in the second part of it, just went crazy on Chipmunk. I was like, somebody go tell Chipmunk not to be cheeky. Grams of water in my man's hopeless.
How old was BUGZY MALONE when he
came into the beef?
It was 2015.
He was about 20. He was about. I think BUGZY MALONE right now is about 25, 27. Let's search this up. BUGZY MALONE age
27 now.
So about 2015 was about 2015.
He was 24.
But we was young.
And Chip's 24. Yeah, so they were both.
So they were both 24,
young.
both young blooded.
Yeah.
Coming into the game. Well, Chip had already been big in the game. BUGZY MALONE was a young up and coming rapper in the game, and BUGZY MALONE was like, "There's no way you're beating me, because don't underestimate me." And he did underestimate me. He did underestimate BUGZY MALONE. And if you look how BUGZY MALONE's fire in the booth, quick time, pull BUGZY MALONE's fire in the booth up, because I'm sure it's doing big numbers. Like his BUGZY MALONE's
the first one.
BUGZY MALONE's first fire in the booth is on about, I think it's the first fire in the booth to reach 10 million views, and Chipmunk hasn't got that. A lot of other rappers haven't got that. He's the first person to have 10 million views on his fire in the booth, and Charlie Slot respects him for that as well.
Yeah.
So that's very big. How many views is on right now? Let's quickly search it up. Stay with us. So yeah, fire in the booth. That's when the beef starts. So it's about. Definitely don't know how many views it's on. It's definitely over 10 million views. Definitely over 10 million views. Yeah. So then the beef evolved a little bit, and they started sending for each other, shots at each other, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, is the beef fake?" And he's like, "I'm talking to him through the music. That's how we're talking. Yeah, through the music we're talking to each other. That's how we're talking." So 16 million views. 16 million. And he's the first person to do that, and the only person to get 16 million views on a fire in the booth. And if you want to listen to it, once again, link in description. So the beef carries on. Obviously, I don't know that many Chip songs. I know Chip dropped a song called Dickhead.
That was the last one.
He dropped a song called Pepper Rhythm.
Pepper Rhythm, yeah.
Any others? I don't really know.
Hold up, let me bring them up.
Pepper Rhythm. He dropped Dickhead, and then he dropped a couple of other songs. I'm sure he went like 3 to 3 to 3, like 3 back, and just click Chipmunk beef. Just click Chipmunk vs BUGZY beef, and then I'll show you the songs. There we go.
Don't tell me how to do my job, motherfucker.
So yeah, definitely dropped. No, let's not go on that.
All the sends.
Just slowly slow it down. So definitely dropped a lot. He dropped Dickhead, like I said. He dropped Pepper Rhythm. He dropped Light Work. That was a little later on, but people say that he's still dissing BUGZY. He dropped a song called Run Out Rhythm. Hat Trick. He definitely called the song a Hat Trick. I remember that one. And then we had BUGZY MALONE, young upcoming rapper. And he dropped some of the best diss tracks ever.
See, two of my favorite BUGZY MALONE songs are
Wasteman and Relegation Rhythm. So he dropped Wasteman, Relegation Rhythm. That's doing about 40 million views right now.
Zombie Rhythm.
Then he dropped Zombie Rhythm. He dropped The Revival, and I think he dropped another song that it's not really coming to mind right now. But he dropped a couple of more songs, and even in Zombie Rhythm, he says, "Hat trick sound like a desperate attempt."
Yeah.
So a 96 bars was a waste of a cent.
How was relegation rhythm?
Was it? Did he say that relegation with him?
Yeah.
96 balls was a waste of. Or maybe he did. But definitely, I think for me personally, a lot of people are like, who won the beef? A lot of people say Chipmunk won the beef. But for me, that doesn't work. Because if you look at the numbers, BUGZY Malone is doing big numbers.
At the end of the day, there's always gonna be an argument. But when it comes down to it, your point is also correct.
BUGZY is doing big numbers. He's got a Lamborghini. He's got 3 whips blacked out fully.
And where's Chip?
Exactly, Chip's not really doing that many numbers right now. He was a big time rapper back in the day, but now I don't think he's really that big. BUGZY's bought a £210 car in cash. Now he's buying a £1 million house. That's how you know he's very, very successful.
And once again, where's Chip?
Exactly. So for my opinion, I think BUGZY won. I think you think BUGZY Malone won as well.
Yeah, BUGZY Malone did win, but I think we both agree on that mutually.
Yeah, okay. So then moving on, he dropped his first ever EP called Walk With Me. At the time, he never shared it out, but at the time he dropped it, and then he got number 8 on independent EPs in the whole world. Got number 8, and people were like, "Wait a second, what?"
That was after all of his grind. That was after he handed out all of his mixtapes. That was after his beef with Chip.
And people were like, "Wait a second, how are people like Skepta haven't even done this yet?"
Who's this BUGZY Malone boy?
Exactly, and he's number 8 on Walk With Me, and he dropped some really good songs on Walk With Me, like Get Paid, Pagans, the actual Walk With Me song.
I love Get Paid.
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot. Then he moved on and dropped his EP, one of the EPs that I think is definitely got the best songs in it, Facing Time.
Facing Time was a
And he dropped songs like Beauty and the
strong
Beast.
EP.
And Beauty and the Beast is doing 23 million streams on Spotify right now. So it's the 23 million streams on Spotify right now. One of the most popular songs on Spotify.
Yeah.
And people were like, and then he got number 6 on top individual EPs.
He took Grant to a completely different level.
Yeah, number 6, and people are like once again shocked. How are you doing two back-to-back EPs in 2 years? 1 year you dropped Walk With Me, that got number 6. Then you're dropping Facing Time, and now that's getting number 6. What is in this kid's future? And what was in his future? King of the North, the final.
When King of the North came out, I think everybody knew what it was, and everybody was patiently waiting for his EP to drop.
Because then he was the king at that time. He was like, okay, now I've made my point noted. I'm now grown into this.
Everybody knew he was.
I've grown into this, and I run this now. I am the King of the North. And he says in one of his songs, he says in the King of the North, I told you to walk with me. I told you to walk with me, and now I'm famous, and I'm no longer facing time. So definitely, all his EPs had a meaning.
Yeah.
Like even the names have a meaning.
As he grew, he grew as a rapper and as a person simultaneously.
Definitely, I definitely agree with you on
and
that one.
That's why the fans love him.
So King of the North dropped last year, and he got guess it?
Number 1.
He got number 4 on the individual EPs in the whole world. He got number 4.
I think I got big.
And a lot of people diss him for a lot of different things. Quick little thing. Favorite song on Walk With Me? You've got to get through this today, boy.
Fuck no, son. I'm not.
Get Paid?
That's the only one I listen to anymore from that.
Alright, so you have to go with Get Paid then.
Get Paid.
I'm gonna go with the actual Walk With Me, the actual song. Favorite song for Facing Time?
Beauty and the Beast.
Definitely, I agree with you on that one. Beauty and the Beast was a banger for a lot of people. And then his last and final EP, King of the North. Favorite song right in that EP? Sniper. Oh my god. Sniper was sure.
A send.
Yes, definitely. Send a lot of people. Send out one person, and that person didn't reply after that song. So that shows
he who shall not be named in this podcast.
Definitely. I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say it there. I'm not gonna say my favorite song in King of the North was actually Memory Lane. I really like that song because that song is doing 42 million streams on Spotify.
Woo!
42 million streams.
That's fire. That's BUGZY Malone fire.
And now he dropped his debut album, and the whole of grime scene's gone crazy.
It's the numbers.
It's number. I've said this again and again. I've said this about 3 times in the podcast already. Number 3 on iTunes and number 2 on Spotify. Let's get into number 1.
Let's go buy it.
Get
do
that.
this.
Let's get this. Let's get him to number 1 because
If
he
you listen to
deserves it.
this, I feel like if you listen to this, you will become a Q&S fan, and you will become a BUGZY MALONE fan.
Definitely. He's done big things. Now he's got Lambos. He's done a song with Kojo Funds
I
back
love
in
that
Tokyo.
song, yeah.
But that was shot like a movie. That was pretty sick.
Kojo's
He
another guy.
settled his beef
Kojo.
with Chip.
Yeah, but is it settled?
I mean, a lot of people are
It's
saying
crime.
it. Yeah, when he settled the beef with Chip, he was like, I settled it because I don't want to be a roadman anymore. It's like a sportsman kind of ship thing, and I have to show the fans that I'm not this kind of waste man anymore. Like I
don't think there was any more to say.
Definitely, like because I respect his work. At the time, he needed someone to give him a little bit of boost, and I was that someone. So it is what it
It
is.
comes down to dance partners again.
Exactly.
In everything, there's dance partners.
Definitely, and then a quick little thing that I wanted to share that I know, and I don't think many of you know. When you went to the Mobos,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were like, you never won anything, and you took a green Lamborghini. He
Yeah.
never actually took that green Lamborghini. Someone like drove him to that show in that green Lamborghini, and he said something like when his uncle was like trying to go to the Mobos, and they like stopped him at the door and was like, you're a waste man, you ain't getting in. Now he's going in as a musician, and he was like, I never drove that Lambo because I said, and this is I really like his mentality when he says this. He said, I didn't want to drive a Lamborghini until I could afford a Lamborghini. I want to get my own money.
He's inspirational.
Definitely, and this album is all about that. And he's also done a big number. He's also done big things with this brand new tour. Gotta talk about his tour, the B.INSPIRED tour. Biggest tour in the whole of grime. Never been done before. I think he's selling out about 10 shows, 12 shows. I think about 12 shows he's selling out. And most of them are sold out. There's only a couple of tickets left for some of the shows.
Buy them tickets, bitches.
That's the one. B.INSPIRED tour. It's amazing. Like, are you going to the tour? I won't be able to make it to the tour. I'd love to go to the tour.
I'm not going to the tour. I've got too much shit to worry about in my life to go to the tour.
I'd love to go to the tour.
Am I going to somewhere else? Maybe tune in next week to find out.
That's a good little
Quick
sneak peek. You know what I'm saying? So, B.INSPIRED album come out. BUGZY MALONE. It's a big album. It's got some really good songs in them.
Yeah.
Like B.INSPIRED, Warning, Ordinary People featuring JP Cooper. Everybody knows who JP Cooper is. If you don't know who JP Cooper is, I feel sorry for you. Die by the Gun. Shut up. I knew you were gonna say something. Yeah. Drama. Run from featuring.
Everybody knows who Rag and Bone Man is.
Definitely.
That's
Dunny's
the one.
Dance. When Dunny's Dance came out, I was doing backflips. That's definitely a good
And
song.
he can't even backflip. What does that mean?
Separation featuring Maverick Sabre. Mad song. And then we'll come back to this song. Come Through. We've got Come Through. Death Do Us Apart. See, every song he's talking about is a bit somehow about his life.
It's got meaning.
Submarine, Street Life featuring Laura White. That's a very good song as well. And finally, the end. It's not really a song, but it's like it's a little out there.
Yeah.
So the song that number 9, you got Heart featuring Notes. Heart featuring Notes. And in my opinion, that's my favorite song right now on this album.
Notes is
done a lot as well.
Notes put himself out there just like BUGZY put himself out there.
Yeah, definitely. And if you guys want us to talk about another rapper next week on the podcast, or someone that you guys want us to talk about on the podcast next week, hit that like button and comment in the description, comment down below in the comment section, and we will talk about him. We will. So that's
feel at home here in the Q&S section. Yeah, feel at home.
That's the one. So that's BUGZY MALONE done. B.INSPIRED done. Go get the EP if you haven't got the EP. Sorry, album. Keep saying EP. Album.
We're too comfortable with the EPs.
Go get the EP again. Go get the album. Links will be in the description down below to iTunes and Spotify. I think it's on Google Play as well, but I haven't checked the numbers for Google Play. All 3 places.
Don't know.
Get that. It's pretty sick. Whilst he checks the numbers, I am allowed to do this. I've checked. I'm allowed to do this. So quick little preview on one of my favorite songs on the album.
I'll never forget the way I felt when I looked in your rearview. Into the distance, windows wound up cause I'm trying to hear you. Braveheart, you know I couldn't feel you. Went to war with Cupid, thinking I was spear-proof. Foot one to the left hand side of my chest, now I swear.
See, how can you not say he's a good rapper? Like, he's not. I don't really see him as a grime artist, to be honest with you. I see him as a grime artist mixed with a pop star in the middle. Yeah, no, you're gonna have to go on top charts over there. So it's definitely on Google Play and top albums. So like, it's not really there. See more.
So look what it is.
Let's keep it.
Is it even on Google Play?
I don't know. Keep it playing.
MALONE sound trying to get here to listening to you talking, and I was in awe, felt like I could have been Superman, I couldn't stop you. I looked into your eyes, I tell you.
I know new releases. I think you have to go on. Getting a little hectic. I have featuring notes as well, so just go on new releases. Featuring notes. There we go. Number 4 on Google Play. So number 3 on
Spotify.
Number 3 on iTunes. Number 2 on Spotify. Number 4 on Google Play. Quick little thing from notes, and then we'll move on to Kasim's favorite part of this podcast.
This is where I take over.
This is where I shut up. This is where I go for the toilet. This is where I get out and go for the toilet. This is where you guys get to hear the most from Kasim. This is his section. This is his bit. Feel at home. He probably knows the most about UFC. He's very into
I'm
it.
quite a knowledgeable guy. I know about.
When it comes to UFC, he knows a lot.
Yeah, when it comes to
and
UFC,
if you guys want to know about UFC, you are at the right place right now.
When it comes to MMA, when it comes to fighting, do you know what I mean?
So a quick little break on the podcast. Not really a break, but just like a 2-3 second or 4-5 second little break before we get into the next section. Just hear this notes part. I really want you to hear it.
As a pauper, you saw me as royalty. I'm the man, only you see the boy in me. Island gal, so you're kept in the boiling heat by yours truly. I thought a girl like you were endangered or extinct. My bright diamond, my ruby. I get no sleep, putting work for my family, you and me. Look at my.
So yeah, get that. If you haven't got that, get that. You better get that. Go and get that right now. Be inspired. Alright, let's stop talking about that.
Okay,
Moving
moving
on
on
to the final section. This
The
podcast has
final
gone on
segment
for a
of the
long
podcast.
time. Let's get into the final segment. Your favorite segment. Take
Okay.
over. What do you want to talk about? Take
Alright, boss.
over.
Let's start off with UFC 227. As we all know, it was Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw as the main event, and it was DJ Demetrius Johnson versus Henry Cejudo as the co-main event. Everybody doubted this, or I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people doubted this simply because the card was riding off of these two fights. We all know who DJ is. DJ has been undefeated since 2012. His last loss was to Dominic Cruz at a weight class where he cuts 4 pounds to make. He cuts 4 pounds to make 135 pounds, and he lost to Dominic Cruz, who has previously fought 155 pounds and 145 pounds. So it was sort of as in, I feel like DJ needed that loss to become Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. And as soon as he got down to 125 pounds, he defeated Benavidez, Joseph Benavidez, twice.
Basically went off.
He just Henry Cejudo defeated him. You name it, he did it.
I really like this
Let's
fight
bring him
against.
up. Bring up his record.
I really
Very
like this
quickly.
fight against
Wilson Hayes.
Wilson Hayes, and then the Reebok fight.
There's a lot of
The arm. What was it?
armbar.
The armbar. Like no one's done that. No one in UFC has ever done that other than him. A little quick picture put up right now about that. Look at that. That is nice, yeah.
fire.
27 wins and 3 losses.
Yeah, look at all that. That's
Look at that.
Let's look at his so his last loss was to Dominic Cruz, obviously.
Then he drew.
He
drew
he
with
drew to Ian McCall. Then he beat Ian McCall. Then he beat Benavidez. Then he beat Dodson.
He's a good fighter.
John Dodson I think John Dodson was the only fighter who was Demetrius Johnson. Apart from Demetrius Johnson, John Dodson.
Yeah.
John Moraga, Joseph Benavidez, let's not get this down. He is an animal. Joseph Benavidez is, yeah. He just came up short twice against Demetrius Johnson. He beat the likes of Chris Carriazo. I felt like at UFC 178. I feel like that should not have been the main event. That should not have been his record. I can say it's underrated, and it's controversial because of some of the people that he's beat.
Definitely. He's beat the same people again and again because, in my opinion, the flyweight division really doesn't have that many fighters.
It didn't at the time. Yeah. Henry Cejudo, he was coming in as a former wrestler. He's been training MMA for I think a year or 2 years, something like that.
Wasn't that on the undercard of Jones and OSP?
See, that was another fight where everybody thought John Jones was he wasn't looking too great. But Henry Cejudo only been training for 2 years or a year or two. Demetrius Johnson outclassed him just like everybody expected, you know. Then Tim Elliott won the Ultimate Fighter.
That's the one.
And he got a title shot at Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson played with him. Wilson Hayes. That was a 5-round, just absolutely mauled him for 5 rounds, and then just beat him by armbar. And let's not get this wrong. Wilson Hayes is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Just beat him by an armbar, just as a casual armbar like DJ does.
And then my favorite fight. Definitely my favorite fight.
Favorite DJ fight.
Definitely right out there. The move he pulled off is just amazing. I don't know too much, but that was good. I know that was good.
It was only DJ could have done that. Only DJ.
And then he comes up.
And at this point, he's beat Anderson Silva's title defense record for the most title defense. He broke it and got to 11. And then Henry Cejudo comes back. He beats Sergio Pettis, younger brother of Anthony Pettis. He's a former WEC lightweight champion and the former UFC lightweight champion. Sergio Pettis comes out of his brother's shadow. I feel like after this fight, he came out of his brother's shadow. He loses to Henry Cejudo. And this was after Henry had to pull out for the first fight.
No, but
he pulled out at UFC 2. What are you saying?
You can't forget that Henry Cejudo is a pretty good guy. He's an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, he's the only UFC Olympic gold medalist.
Definitely been grinding for a long time. That's what you can say about Cejudo.
Yeah.
What do you think?
He had to pull out at UFC 211. They fought again, I think, at UFC 218. Cejudo beat him, and then it was time. Henry Cejudo was the undeniable challenger at this point for DJ's 125-pound belt. Now, there was a lot of controversy surrounding this because Demetrius Johnson wasn't ready to fight TJ Dillashaw, a fight that everybody wanted.
Definitely.
He was too afraid, as some people like to say. I don't think he was afraid. I think it was a genuine injury. But then again, there's a lot of people who feel as though.
But how can it be a genuine injury when he's gonna fight the same card again?
That's what it comes down to. When everybody wanted to basically say that there's no way he could have been genuinely injured, even though he said he was genuinely injured, and he beat. He won his last fight against Ray Borg and then got a shoulder injury, which he had to get surgery on. However, TJ Dillashaw said that he was out here, he wanted to fight, he was ready to fight DJ, and that's the fight everybody wanted in the lower weight classes. He was ready to cut down weight. Cody was also ready to make that weight, and it looked like it was ready to happen. It really looked like everything was there, everything was good to go. It was golden. And Demetrius Johnson has a shoulder injury. Henry Cejudo comes up. Demetrius Johnson feels that he can beat Henry Cejudo for the second time because he's done so the first time at UFC 197. And the fight's booked for UFC 227. TJ versus Cody being the main event. DJ versus Henry Cejudo being the co-main event for the UFC flyweight title. And the biggest upset in the history of UFC
I don't think anybody had Cejudo for this fight. I definitely had DJ.
This is how I had it. I had it as...
like going into the fight.
Yeah.
Predicting.
I had it as I want DJ to win.
But you think CJ...
But I think Cejudo's going to win. That's exactly how it was. He just out-wrestled him. Don't get me wrong. DJ really looked like... It came down to 2-2 into the 5th round. And DJ was just... The way he was rolling, man. The way he was rolling, it was just... He was outperforming... Henry Cejudo in many ways, but then again, Henry Cejudo was the aggressor. Henry Cejudo was the one that was landing. Henry Cejudo was the one that was pushing the pace, and in the judges' eyes, I think that's enough.
He deserves it, definitely. He's done a lot.
I feel like
he's deserve it.
Yeah.
And it was a shock. I mean, for me, the biggest shock was DJ's reaction afterwards. And he was like, okay then.
I think he's just a really good. He's a really good sportsman. I feel like he'll be back. His injuries after the fight were his foot. It was too much. Fighters, both of them are fighters. You can't teach that. You cannot teach how to fight. You have to have it in your heart. And I think both of them had it in their heart. In the 5th round, it just came down to that. And Henry won it. Simple. I feel like Henry had a little bit of it. DJ had a little bit of it because DJ was actually into like 2 minutes into the fifth round, I thought, okay, DJ might actually have this. But then Sir Henry's came back. Henry started taking him down and clinching with him.
We
And
call it that good stuff.
at that point, it was the end of the chapter.
Definitely. And that was a shocking fight.
And he was your new
fight.
flyweight champion, undeniable.
I was shocked when that fight happened. I was like, that gave me even more goosebumps going into the main event of the evening.
Yeah.
What was it? Cody No Love Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw.
That's the one.
That fight is probably one of the that's like the John Jones versus DC of the bantamweight for me.
You can't rule out the other bantamweights. Dominic Cruz, obviously being the main one, but in a way, I see where you're coming from. The beef was old. If nobody knows, we'll give you a quick run back into history. Obviously, TJ was a kid brought by Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber is the leader, and he's the main guy. He's the one that created Team Alpha Male. Team Alpha Male is, if you don't know, that was when the young guns were coming up, when the little guys, if you want to put it like that, were coming up, when nobody really gave a shit about them. It was Uriah Faber saying, listen, this is the gym. This is it. Us little guys this is where we'll prevail from. This is where we'll get the pay-per-view from. Everything. And there was one man who said, no, I'll do my own thing. And that one guy was Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz said, no, I'll do my own little thing in my gym, Alliance MMA. He's gone into Alliance doing his own thing.
With Dwayne?
No. This was not Dwayne. This is a guy called Eric.
I see you know a lot.
Eric, I forget his
respect
second name.
I respect that
What's
you
his
know a
second
lot.
name? Eric.
I just come up like that, boy.
I forget his second name.
Did you guys just go? These kids will know. No, sorry.
Yeah. He defeats
How did you defeat?
Sorry, I'm going too far in. Uriah Faber brings up a lot of people. Dominic Cruz takes them down one by one. But here's the thing.
Didn't he also take down Uriah Faber?
Yeah, he defeats... No, Uriah Faber beat him the first time.
Wow. And then he defeated him that time?
Yeah. But this is later on. Uriah Faber defeats Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz does not give up at this point. He goes back. And Uriah brings in... Yeah, he's a great fight. Uriah brings in more and more people. TJ happens to be one of them. TJ becomes a runner-up in the Ultimate Fighter finale. He loses to John Dodson. And at this point... Uriah and TJ are training together. TJ is training in Team Alpha Male.
Cody's also
but there's only one issue. No, Cody's not here yet. Cody's not in the picture yet. Cody's let's say he's coming out of the amateur boxing scene.
MMA scene.
Boxing.
Was he boxer?
Amateur boxer.
Wow. See, this is when I don't know nothing and you do.
TJ,
I'm
yeah.
just saying a lot of stuff.
TJ Dillashaw and many others in Team Alpha Male agreed unanimously that there needed to be a main head coach in Team Alpha Male, because it was like one fighter has a fight, all the other fighters will help train him, and then
That has a mentality.
they'll be the corner for that fighter. And to an extent, fighters coaching fighters is good, but then it gets to the point where you need a head coach. You need somebody that knows how to control everything. And TJ put a lot of people together. It was TJ Dillashaw who put a list of people together and brought him back to Uriah, and everybody agreed unanimously that it had to be Duane Ludwig. Duane Ludwig now, former MMA fighter, former Muay Thai fighter, and they all agreed that he needed to be the head coach. He comes in. Cody Garbrandt is now in the scene. Cody Garbrandt is training in Uriah Faber's Team Alpha Male, also with Duane Ludwig being the head coach. Duane Ludwig coming and being the head coach allowed for many of the fighters to go from being runner-ups to champions. As we know, Joseph Benavidez, he was a Team Alpha Male fighter, and he was a runner-up to Demetrius Johnson's flyweight belt. Chad Mendes was still is a
featherweight.
He's a featherweight fighter, but he is in Team Alpha Male. He was a runner-up to Jose Aldo's featherweight championship. And Uriah Faber himself was many times a runner-up to Dominic Cruz's bantamweight title. So with Duane Ludwig coming into the picture, it allowed for Team Alpha Male to have some. They were able to basically look up to somebody that was able to tell them how shit needed to be in Team Alpha Male. They needed to be some guidance. There needed to be one man who is taking the team.
And you need that in the gym.
And yeah, to an extent. And before this, Uriah Faber was the one who was able to. He was the one guiding. He was the one telling everybody where to be, because it was his gym. It was his gym. And now, because Duane Ludwig was the head coach, Duane Ludwig was the guy who's still telling everybody what to do. And I don't think Uriah liked that. Everybody agrees that Uriah did not like that. But Duane Ludwig brought in their first championship. TJ Dillashaw was their first champion. TJ Dillashaw beat an undefeated 21-0 Renan Barão, who was training with the great Jose Aldo. Renan Barão in Brazil under Andre Pederneiras, who is probably one of the best Brazilian coaches. Probably one of the best Brazilian coaches in MMA. And he was training, they were both training together, and it looked like the bantamweight division had their own version of Jose Aldo in Renan Barão. TJ Dillashaw, he's an up-and-coming guy. He's lost previously to a Brazilian in what's his name? He later beat this person. I forget this. Let me bring him up.
TJ Dillashaw at this point is a pretty good fighter.
He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter at this point.
He's defeated a lot of people,
but he's also lost, and he's the half fire
So at this point, is he training with Ludwig?
At this point, he's training with Ludwig in Alpha Male.
Or in Alpha? Yeah. So they're still in Alpha Male.
They're still in Alpha Male, and he has Duane Ludwig. He has the other guy. I am forgetting everybody's names today.
Is he like a professional as well, like a big timer?
Here we go. He's about to go. Justin Buchholz. That's the one. He had Duane Ludwig, Justin Buchholz,
and Faber,
and Uriah Faber in his corner, and together they brought TJ to such a point where he was able to beat the undefeated 21-0 Renan Barão, and he beat him to a pulp. He beat him in such a way, from round 1 to 5, he beat him. He was outclassing him, he was outboxing him, out kicking him. His style was just way too much for Renan to keep up with. Until in the 5th round, he just took him out.
You knocked him out?
I think it was a submission. I could be wrong. There we go. Renan Barão,
TKO, head kick.
TKO. He just took him out. Now
he's done a lot in his career.
Now he's become a champion. Now he's Alpha Male's first ever champion, and everybody's loving this. And he takes on Joe Soto. Renan Barão was supposed to be the rematch at UFC 177. Renan Barão pulled out, so Joe Soto came in. This was Joe Soto's debut in UFC. He came out of Bellator, former Bellator champion, and he made Joe Soto look like nothing in front of him. At this point, TJ Dillashaw is an animal. He defeats Renan Barão for the 2nd time, gives Renan only his 2nd loss in his career. And at this point now, everybody thinks that this is it. Alpha Male is finally where they need to be. Duane Ludwig is the guy that Alpha Male needed, and now Alpha Male is complete, and TJ Dillashaw is the guy in the smaller weight classes in the UFC. But there's one person who has a problem with it. And that one person is Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz doesn't like this. Dominic Cruz thinks that his TJ's style is very based off of Dominic's style because of his movement and because of everything. Because Dominic has fought so many other alpha male fighters, he thinks this is it.
He knows how to win. He knows how to.
Yeah, and he feels as though TJ Dillashaw is built off of Dominic Cruz. Fast forward, TJ loses to Dominic Cruz in a very controversial decision. It was a split decision. And now it's TJ who leaves. That caused a lot of controversy.
Yeah, at this point he's going with Ludwig.
He's with Duane Ludwig and he's out in... There's two sides to this story. TJ's side and Uriah's side obviously both agree that they were right in what they did. But I guess we'll never know. What we do know at this point is that TJ is the better fighter. Why? Because now Cody Garbrandt is version 2.0 of TJ Dillashaw in a way. He is Team Alpha Male version 2.0. He is the better version of what Team Alpha Male have produced in a long time since TJ Dillashaw. TJ lost to Dominic Cruz. Cody beat Dominic Cruz. And Cody beat Dominic Cruz in a fashion where Dominic Cruz looked helpless. His movement was too much for Dominic. His power was too much for Dominic. And he started to become comfortable. And that's where Dominic Cruz, he started to lose. It looked like he was losing, and he was losing. And I think everybody agreed that he was now... Cody was the better version of him now. Cody was now Alpha Male 2.0, only the second champion in...
Cody Garbrandt came in, I was like, okay, this kid's a killer.
Yeah, after he... I don't think anybody...
This kid sticks by his name.
I don't think anybody expected him to win because he was a loudmouth. His emotions were getting the better of him, and I think that is exactly why he won. Because to an extent, he let his emotions control him.
He went through a lot of
people. Takeya Mizugaki knocked him out quicker than Dominic Cruz knocked him out. And then he called Dominic Cruz out. Then he beat Dominic Cruz.
Oh my god, the Dominic Cruz fight.
He defeats Cruz.
Talk about it.
He toys with Cruz. He's dancing in front of Cruz.
He's doing press-ups inside the freaking fight. I'm like, why is it Dominic Cruz doing so much? Go fight.
After this point, I think everybody agreed that Cody Garbrandt was now the bantamweight.
Definitely. If you could take Dominic Cruz out, you're pretty sick.
Yeah, and I think everybody agreed that Dominic Cruz deserves a rematch. But in typical Dominic Cruz fashion, Dominic Cruz gets injured, and now it's TJ Dillashaw, because now for the 2 years that after he lost, for 2 years he's defeating everybody. He's defeating Rafael Sunsao. He is defeating, after he lost to Dominic Cruz, he's defeating the likes of John Lineker.
Oh, he's a good fighter. Then he gets his shot.
And now he defeat John Lineker when Cody Garbrandt defeat Dominic Cruz.
Same night.
UFC 207.
That was a good card.
It was a great card. I'm still sad Rousey lost though, but anyways, shit happens. Carrying on.
I'm not Ronda Rousey.
Sure you won't. Carrying on. He beats John Lineker. Cody Garbrandt defeats Dominic Cruz, and now that's the fight to make at 135 pounds.
Definitely.
Everybody agrees. They do the Ultimate Fighter, and once again, Cody's emotions get the better of him to an extent. Cody strangles TJ.
Ooh, that.
Cody talks shit to Duane Ludwig.
You missed out one point I really do like.
Go on.
The snake in the grass. The way Conor McGregor just had to get into that.
The way Conor McGregor predicted this.
He was like he put fire in the definitely he put.
He added fuel to the fire.
That's the one. He added fuel to the fire, definitely.
And I think to an extent,
he was definitely right as well.
I think that's what influenced TJ to leave when he did, because if he stayed, yeah, it would have been worse. I think it was better to leave than to stay for himself. So Cody's going off on everybody, on every single person in TJ's new camp,
strangling him by the neck.
Yeah, Uriah Faber put out his side of the story, saying he did not give TJ an ultimatum, but he gave out his side. TJ gave out his side. So I felt like they were ganging up on TJ Dillashaw here. They gang up on TJ. Bottom line, the fight comes around and Cody feels like because he can defeat Dominic Cruz, he can defeat TJ in the same style. He knocks TJ down. But this is not Dominic Cruz. There is a 1 minute break now because the round has ended. TJ comes back.
I personally feel if there was a little bit more time in that fight, in that round,
I also feel like that all the way until the point where UFC 227 came around. And now when TJ was knocked down in the middle of the first round, TJ got back up and TJ hurt Cody the same way.
TJ was just saying the same left hook again and again and again.
And Cody was falling into the same trap again and again and again. He was dropping his hand and he was willing to just hook. And I feel like he didn't learn from his last fight. Now many believe that because Cody Garbrandt became a father or was expecting a baby at UFC 217, he got a little distracted. He also had back issues. He had to fly all over the world. I don't think he was there completely in UFC 217 because of all the drama he had outside the octagon. But he was the champion nevertheless, and he lost his title nevertheless, all the way until the second fight came around, and this was his chance at redemption. He could not redeem himself because he fell in the same trap, and now Alpha Male is back to square one. Alpha Male is back to looking bad.
So the second fight's happened now.
Second fight has happened. Second fight is dealt with.
Still champion.
TJ is still champion. TJ defeats Cody in similar fashion, except a little quicker.
Now the question that I've been asking myself, and I want to ask you because you know a little bit more.
Okay.
What's next for Cody? Because he's obviously not going to get another rematch against Ting.
He doesn't. What's next for Cody is depending on what's next for TJ and what's next for Dominic. If Dominic Cruz
has come out and said that he wants to fight TJ now.
But a lot of people have done that. Gervonta Davis has done that. So I mean, do you know what I mean?
I mean, if you guys want us to touch on that topic, hit the like button.
All I can say is tune in next week.
Hit the like button and comment down below that you want us to talk about it, and we will carry on talking about it.
So yeah, if Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw 2 happens, which highly likely it will happen, it will make a lot of numbers. That is justified to do.
Predictions?
At this moment,
isn't Dana White looking for a bit of it for the MSG card?
No, I'm quite sure that's already been covered.
Is it? I'm sure he said at the press conference that we're looking for a thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure afterwards if I... Well, that might have been my dream, I'm not sure. But
if... I'm just putting at that. If it does happen though, it does happen, because a lot of things are predictable, who you got? At
this point, I cannot say. It's too early. The fire's not decided.
I'm a diehard. I'm a diehard Cruz.
Okay.
I gotta go with Cruz on this. He's just too good.
Well, we'll break that down later on.
Hit the like button, subscribe. Tell us in the comment that you want us to break that down, and we will.
Tell us what you want, because we will keep talking shit, but it also depends on what the fans want. It's your Sundays, so definitely. Tell us what you want. So yeah, what's next for Cody Garbrandt is what's next for Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw. If that fight happens, I feel like Cody will get the likes of maybe a Marlon Moraes. He's an up and coming fighter.
Finally, what's next for DJ? I mean, they've had 2 fights. I personally think that DJ should get his rematch.
See, that's another thing.
Probably the only person that deserves it in the UFC right now.
I think I've got this. If TJ Dillashaw fights Dominic Cruz, I think they should do DJ versus Cody.
DJ versus Cody.
It won't be a title fight, but it'll still be a fight where that they both won.
But there's nothing in for like both of them, if you see what I'm
Maybe not, but if I was Dana White, I'd still make that happen. If Henry Cejudo and TJ Dillashaw, who have practically verbally confirmed a fight, if they make that happen, then it should be Cody Garbrandt versus Dominic Cruz too.
Cody Garbrandt versus Garbrandt.
If Cruz wins, he gets the winner. He gets the winner of Cejudo versus TJ. If Cody wins, I think if Cejudo beats TJ and Cody beats Dominic Cruz, I think the fight to make is Cody versus Henry Cejudo at 135 pounds. But if TJ wins and Cody wins, I don't think that should be the next title fight at 135 pounds. I think Marlon Moraes should step up. It just all depends. We'll break it down at a later episode. If that's everything.
So yeah, that's been a good efficient. 1 hour and 40 minutes about. We've been talking for a long time, and I've really enjoyed this.
I've enjoyed it. I think
hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it.
I think if everybody's enjoyed it, I think it's been a good first podcast.
Definitely.
Many more to come.
Every Sundays,
man. Let's do
as long as we can. Obviously, some Sundays we might miss out, but we'll try.
By the way, if you're not watching Power, go watch Power.
Oh, Power is hot as well. Power is hot. I really like Power. No, the only thing I'm worried about is no episode coming out this
week. All I can say is you have 1 week right now to catch up on the whole of Power.
Definitely, Power season 5 is. A lot of people have said it's not really all that, but it's definitely good. So podcast done.
Podcast taken
next Sunday, another podcast. Hopefully, new topics to talk about.
Next Saturday, tune in.
That's the
Logan Paul KSI live
5:30
BST.
Yeah, definitely British summertime.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gang business.
British summertime. Yeah.
That's the one.
So
don't forget. Set your calendars.
Definitely. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe right now on our channel. We'll be doing a lot of different things like gaming as well. We'll try getting some more gaming videos in and reaction videos. We'll try. If you guys want us to react to KSI's new DISSTRACK in like full detail and explain a little bit of hidden messages, then hit that like button. If this video can get to about,
let's call it 50 likes.
50 likes, then we'll definitely break that down. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Both will be up on the screen right now. Both will be on screen.
And links will be in the description.
Yep. So peace out. It's been Saeed from Q&S
and Kasim. This was the Q&S section. Tune in next week for another podcast.
Yeah. Go.
Even if I have to fly away, I'm home. I look back over my shoulder into the past now that I'm wiser and older.
Peace out, guys.